do 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 ba da ba da do 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 ba da ba da do 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 do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, after that brief musical interlude, we are in to game number 2 of this best of 3 series. The map is going to be on Daybreak. And we have, spawning in the upper right position as the red Terran player, currently down a game. What can he do in game number 2? Will he be able to pull it back? It is Fuzer. And in the bottom left position, spawning as the blue Zerg player representing Team Blast. Very solid game number 1, going up 1-0. Let's see if he can make it a 2-0 sweep. It is Tefel. So, we have a decent amount of macro going on in that last game from Tefel on Ohana, just playing it very, very methodically. And Fuzer, in the meantime, throwing everything in the book at Tefel, but unable to quite make anything stick. Those Blue Flame Hellions did a healthy amount of damage, but the Speedlings from Tefel, combined with the Infestors occasionally throwing out a Fungal, was just a bit too much for him at the end of the day. In the meantime, Barracks going down, and are we going to see a gas come out of Fuzer? Doesn't look like it at the moment. So we could be a 1-Rax expand. We'll have to see. I saw a very amusing build played in a 1v1 the other day where they made it look like a 1-Rax expand, then as soon as the scout left, you put down barracks numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I sort of groaned when I saw that, but it was actually really funny to watch because it was 2 of my friends playing. And of course, the side that didn't have the barracks got absolutely destroyed. It was pretty hilarious stuff. We don't normally see that, of course, at this kind of level, as Tefel now going to be taking his hatchery. Now, he did go for the pool first, which is almost already complete, so very safe build coming out of him there. And Fuzer, indeed, is going to go for a 1-Rax expand, going for the orbital command inside his main base first, and then he will be sending out an SCV to put down that command center on the low ground. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. A couple of people in the chat asking for brackets. Only the channel owner can actually put the links in, but we'll see if we can get ESET to stick that in to the channel for you in just a moment. But it is eset-masters.co.uk. You can find links to each of the tournaments and get the brackets off of that as well. And there we go, getting put into chat now. Thanks so much for that, Pewee. As we have got the command center about a third of the way done now for Fuzer. And Tefel, in the meantime, just playing things very chill. He has an Overlord at his third base location in case some Marines decide to maybe get a bit of timing, or maybe see if Hellions decide to pop in through that location, which is more likely, because if it was Marines, then the Overlord would be in a bit of danger. Barracks now just going to be continuing to churn out Marines, and things looking fairly normal for 1-Rax expand over here. Going for the 2 gases before the second and third barracks, and of course you do this so that you can get your factory instead, which is important because obviously you want to open with those Hellions against a Zerg player. So that's really the only difference between that and a 1-Rax expand, say for example against a Protoss or another Terran. We typically see that as an Overlord. Oh my god, Tefel is counting his lucky stars here. 11 HP Overlord. That was so close. He did not want to have to suffer through that setback this early on in the game, and the factory indeed does go down now for Fuzer. So he is going to be going for a Hellion expansion, well, a 1-Rax expand rather into Hellions. Fairly normal here. So far, still bread and butter stuff going on. Bunker going down now at the natural of Fuzer, wanting to make sure he doesn't accidentally fall victim to any very early game stuff coming out of Tefel. Nothing too much out of the ordinary here so far. Another round of drones coming out from Tefel, really looking to hammer home the worker supply. He's currently ahead by 39 to 25 as it currently stands. Fuzer now going to be going back, making additional units. He started... and Tefel in the meantime has actually started his lair in his main base now as well. Interesting stuff there, while Fuzer has already started his starport, and it looks like from the way that barracks was lifted up and put back, that starport is going to be destined for Banshee. So a very normal macro opening coming out here from Fuzer, showing that he can do anything from 11-11 all the way up to macro games here on Daybreak. and he is in fact going to be using that Hellion Banshee opener against Zerg that we pretty much all know and love on streams all over the world. So Hellion's going to be finishing up production here now as the barracks makes a second tech lab. The starport will be lifted up onto the other tech shortly. We have got the Roach Warren halfway done, and gas numbers 3 and 4 being taken for Tefel, as well as his third base now at the 7-minute mark of this game. First Banshee now, about a quarter of the way complete for Fuzer. We do see that the Hellions are trying their best to move in. Going to be poking around the third base first. We'll see that the hatch is going up there, but I don't think there are any drones there at the moment. So he's going to be slightly disappointed. There goes the element of surprise with those Hellions, and now Tefel could be completely prepared for him at the third base location. Oh, I like these upgrades coming in from Fuzer, choosing to go Concussive Shell. And this is really cool because Marauder Concussive Shell against any sort of mech defense from Tefel that involves a lot of roaches is really, really useful. Marauders do quite a decent amount of damage against roaches, and with that Concussive Shell as well, they'll be able to be that much more effective. So we got the third base command center coming down from Fuzer. Now he'll probably be floating it over to his third as soon as he feels like it's safe. 4 Hellions are going to be poking around into the natural expansion. Will they be able to get any purchase? Nope. Only sees a couple of roaches, which is mainly why I think this Concussive Shell idea from Fuzer is actually quite a good one at this point. Another factory coming down from him as well there. So it looks like he is definitely going into mech here, even though the tech lab was churning on his barracks just a little bit earlier in the game. The infestation pit, though, in the meantime, is already completing from Tefel, and he's getting, oh, so smart after that Overseer grabbed everything in the base. He's got 2 spore crawlers coming up as well. I almost said s'more crawlers. S'more crawlers sound ridiculously tasty. I don't know about you, but I would eat s'more crawlers all day long. I wonder if they do like Pop-Tarts in a s'more crawler flavor. I'm gonna have to check that stuff out. You can't buy Pop-Tarts in the UK because as far as breakfast goes, we're inferior to America. We don't have good pancakes and we don't have Pop-Tarts. It's just the way things are. It's pretty sad, to be perfectly honest. And in the meantime, 4 more supply depots coming up from Fuzer. Supply blocking himself just a little bit over there. And we have still more Banshees being produced, so he's not stopping with the with that Banshee harassment. He's currently killed 5 workers, which isn't bad. And he's going up to a very mech-heavy composition with Thors. That, if you think about it, there are 4 Javelin rockets coming out of that Thor. How can it do that little damage to an Overseer? You're taking 4 rockets to the face. It should really blow you out of the sky. Zergimba, obviously. Just kidding, guys. We do see the Banshee moving around the third base now, but of course Tefel knows that it's there, and he's just done so well at holding off the harassment from Fuzer this game. I think that's really been the highlight of the game so far. That Fuzer has tried to harass with Hellions. He's tried to harass with Banshees, and it hasn't been able to stick. Tefel is just completely on top of his game all game long, really everywhere across the entire map. And this is allowing him to get his 4th base up as well, which is potentially huge, because if he's getting up to 4 bases, and Fuzer's still on 2, he is building an extra couple of command centers, but he's still mining off 2 base, then Tefel's just going to be able to do exactly what he wants. He's going to be able to tech up when and how he pleases. Fuzer has to do a lot of damage to Tefel pretty soon if he wants to make sure that Tefel doesn't run away with this in the long run. Now, we do have 3 Banshees coming in now behind the main base, and the Spore Crawler does see everything. A lot of damage will be done by this, but the drones are just going to calmly move out. Do we have enough Queens to move with this? And do we have Cloak on the Banshees? We do not. So the Spore Crawler just going to get a couple of pot shots off here. Number of drones killed, decent so far, going up to 13. But one of the Banshees does go down there, and truth be told, I think Tefel is looking quite alright. Ooh, what's this at the 4th base location? There we go, finally deciding to mine with all but 4 of them. Okay, they have gone down as well. Tefel now up to 166 supply versus the 133 from Fuzer, who is once again getting a lot of Brewframe Harrions back home. And I've just been informed that after this best of 3 series, guys, we're going straight into the winner of this versus Strelok in the first semi-final of the day. So we are already at the stage where we might be seeing a semi go down. We have got Fuzer At his third and fourth bases, try to put down those command centers. No semi-jokes in chat, please. I know what you lot are like. And a fifth base going down now for Tefel as well, as Fuzer looks to cement his position in the middle of the map. The Hellions just missing the army. They're going to be going up to the fifth base location, but will not be able to get any drone kills. Nothing going on there right now. Oh, and they're moving in towards a third, and Tefel's army is almost all towards the fourth base location of Fuzer. This could be big. It's barbecue time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hang on a second. I've seen these speed links before. They're pretty good at surrounding and killing off these Hellions. And indeed, there's only a single one left. So, very well played to him. Number of workers killed gone up to 20 this game, but Tefel is on 81 worker supply versus 60. So, this is a little bit difficult. I'm not really sure what Fuzer is going up his sleeve at this point. It looks like he's going for a similar composition to last game, basically Thor Hellion. The problem with Thor Hellion is that you simply have a couple of roaches sprinkled in, ideally more roaches than that, of course, because roaches are reasonable against both of them. But with the fungal growths as well, what can Fuzer do? His army is really slow. Those Thors take forever to get anywhere, okay? So it's only going to be the Hellions fighting, and as soon as you get a decent amount of fungal growth on Hellions, they just disappear oh so quickly as well. It's going to make it so difficult for him to keep these bases in the long run. I just don't know what is going to be happening here, as we have the Thors now attacking. Oh, there we go, picking off the Overseer, which doesn't admittedly see too much. Are we going to see some infested Terran play just creeping towards this planetary fortress and try and take it out? I think that's going to be disastrous with the siege tanks here, and yes, Tefel thinks better of it, and he is going to be heading home at this time. Terran building armor. When is the last time you saw Terran building armor, ladies and gentlemen, in a game? I don't remember. Not in a game I cast, anyway. But that has just been put down. And I'd like to see high-sec auto-tracking as well. We're going to complete the set. Are we even going to see a Neo-Steel frame pop out? That would be pretty awesome. Bunkers with Neo-Steel frame are some of the coolest things in the game. They look so cool, and we never see them. It's so sad. And I want to cry about it as I lay alone on my pillow every single night. But never mind, as we have a little bit of an attack coming in at the fourth base location. These turrets going to be able to give those Corruptors some grief, but we have got the Broodlords out already, and I think Tefel is just going to be relying on Broodlings to slowly push this army back, but we have got a massive Hellion rung by into the fourth base location in the center. That is a decent number of SCVs, drones rather, getting picked off, but the army able to pick it off through the center of the map. The Broodlords even coming back for that. I think Tefel needs to push forward with the Broodlords against his fourth base sooner rather than later. As dear oh dear, more roastage going on at the third base location. Going up to 32 workers killed though. And don't forget, this is a decent number of Blue Flame Hellions. And we've gone up to 32 workers killed from 20 before. So an additional 12 workers killed, and Tefel's still at 84, guys. So this isn't doing, like, any sort of crippling economic damage like it would do in the first 8 or 9 minutes of the game. We're at the 18-minute mark now, and Fuzer's basically doing this to be annoying at this point. That's honestly what's going on. And Tefel, all this time, he's building up a huge back. He's gone up to 4,000 minerals and 1,100 gas so far, and he's going to be expanding to the bottom center location as well. I would like to see Tefel take apart the destructible rocks in the middle of the map and slowly push out. I think he's being a little bit passive here, even though he's expanding aggressively. As we have more Hellions in the top left corner of the map. Let's see what happens here. Drone barbecue once again, and the army's caught completely out of position. And Tefel, once again, pulling his entire army to deal with these Hellions. You don't need to do that, mate. Just, oh, good God, the Infestors. If I was Fuzer, I would have tried to take out a couple of Infestors right there. But it looks like they're going straight to the third base. And Tefel, what are you doing, Tefel? There we go, the army ready move back, and the third base of Fuzer is under attack from Tefel as well simultaneously, so that would be explaining why his attention was diverted. And these roaches trying to pick apart the planetary fortress, but it's getting repaired. These two Hellions are about to get completely denied, and the roaches also get denied, so both sides really taking pot shots at each other. But between these Thors and Banshees that aren't actually doing anything at the moment, and the planetary fortress, Fuzer's going to be able to completely shut down the roach aggression here and continue poking around with those Hellions. Now, the one thing I don't like about play coming out of Tefel at the moment is that he's giving this too much respect. He's gone down to 57 workers now, but he can just make one more round of workers and frickin' go, because he has been basically staying around for so long when he was at 80 plus drones, just dealing with the Hellions, when he could have been putting a lot of pressure with those Broodlords against the fourth base of Fuzer. And I think now Fuzer has a little bit of breathing space, because back then he was at 150 supply, and now he's at 197. Really, really difficult stuff. I don't know why Tefel is doing this instead of attacking a little bit earlier on. And now Fuzer is going to be the one having the initiative here. He has a lot of Banshees and tanks, but not that many Vikings. And that is not going to be good against the Brute. Oh, wait, never mind. Did I say not that many Vikings? Holy crap, look at this on the top of the screen. Approximately a metric crap ton of infested Terrans coming down here. We need to see fungal growths on the Vikings, and where are the Corruptors? More fungals needed on the Vikings and infested Terrans underneath them. We're not seeing that at the moment, and the Thors from Fuzer are doing so much damage. There's so much energy left on these infestors. We needed to see more early on in that engagement. Number of Broodlords left out on the field, 6. So he didn't lose all of the number of Vikings left on the field, 12 though. Fuzer is feeling okay after that. He is back up to 159 supply already. He's got a lot more command centers at his third base, making a lot more factories as well, looking to remax as quickly as humanly possible. He's got a bank of 2 grand and 150 gas. So both sides really a bit starved for gas at the moment. Tefel burning through his bank just then, trying to remax. And he's gone up to 198 supply once again. But he now is going up to, I think, 9 Broodlords. Let me just do a quick check. Yes, he's going up to 9 Broodlords now. But he has to make them work offensively as another Hellion run by into the third base. Just picking off the odd drone, being as annoying as possibly can. A third Hellion joins the fray. And picking off the drones that are mining gas is a little bit annoying as well. Good fungal growth there on the Hellions, and it looks like they're going to get cleaned out. Number of workers killed now gone up to 79 for Fuzer. So Tefel hasn't attacked while being harassed. I think that's the story of this game. He's being harassed and then sends all the Broodlords back to deal with 2 or 3 Hellions, which are much faster than the Broodlords, and has kept Tefel on his half of the map. However, Fuzer hasn't actually harassed the bottom center base, which I find very, very interesting indeed, because he knows that the hatchery is being put down there. So interesting stuff coming out of him. A lot of spore crawlers and spine crawlers going down to this base now, and there we go. As soon as I say it, Caster's Curse, ladies and gentlemen. 3 Hellions in the bottom center expansion, picking off a lot of drones here, taking the workers killed to 88. So it looks like he is going to want to try and breach 100 as well. Great positioning on the Hellions, picking apart maximum number of Zerglings. But maximum number of Zerglings is not going to be enough, because they're on 3-2 upgrades already. Jeez, holy moly. We're going to be seeing 3-3 cracklings in just a minute here. 2-1 upgrades, though, on the mech from Fuzer. He's at 200 now, moving out once again. And I just can't help but feel Tefel is still being a little bit complacent. He is 62 workers versus 63, but he was so passive earlier on in the game. So let's see what comes of that right now. Ground Carapace level 3 coming up as well. Flyer Carapace as well. Where's his spawning pool? Does he? He does not have adrenal glands, guys. The cardinal sin of Zerg players. Getting to 3-3 and not getting adrenal glands. Why would you do it? It's like baking cupcakes and then not putting cherries on top of them once you put the icing on. It's just wrong, okay? Even if you don't have cherries, you put some chocolate sprinkles on. You make stuff look nice. You're not eating them all yourself. You gotta have other people, you know. Other people will be eating them, man. You gotta make them look good. And right now, he's basically doing the first 90% and leaving the last 10% alone. Infestors versus Hellions, not my favorite matchup, but the fungals are going to be good enough because Tefel has more energy than Chernobyl right now. And he is going to be marching. He needs to march forward with these infestors. He needs to stop playing on his half of the map. That's what I don't like about this. So... Dude, admin, why so BM? Chocolate sprinkles are amazing. Maybe chocolate sauce, chocolate icing, perhaps. They're delicious. And you don't have, like, chocolate sprinkles in, like, vanilla icing or something before. So good, man. I'm about to enlighten your life. And Corvid reactor, Seeker missile, and durable materials are coming down now. Guys, think of a Terran upgrade that you don't see in a game. Well, guess what? They're all being researched here. We're having the full Monty coming out of it from Fuzer at the moment, who looks like he's going to be going Mass Raven. And Mass Raven could be good against clumped up Broodlords. Let's see what he ends up doing. Tefel, again, it's at the 26-minute mark when he could have attacked at the 16-minute mark. Finally, he's on Fuzer's half of the map. This is almost controversial in nature right now. How could he be on this half of the map? Finally, he decides something to get done. Picking apart this planetary fortress here at the bottom right location. A lot of infested Terrans and Zerglings will see that that is destroyed very quickly indeed. And the Broodlords really are just extras in the background at this moment in time. Fuzer letting that base go without too much of a fight. And Tefel now retreating back into the middle. This is like a little poke showing, look, I can exist on your half of the map, and then he's just moving straight back. I don't get this. We need to see attacks, guys. We have got every upgrade in the book, so 3-3 Flyer coming in from Tefel. Ground Carapace is down, but once again, no adrenal glands for the Zerglings, and that makes me rage as a nerd so much. I am so sick of this right now. Come on, we need adrenal glands in this game. Tefel just being so passive. And I genuinely believe, like, Fuzer hasn't been lost or anything at this game. He's just been slowly taking Tefel apart. It's as far as harassment goes, because these Hellions have been doing a superb job all game long. Oh god, please get the Infestors. No, we don't. We have more fungal growths on the Hellions. I would love to see them target fire down an Infestor or two, but it looks like they do get cleaned up once again. And this has basically been Hellions versus Infestors for the last 20 minutes, guys. I really don't know what to say. Personal cloaking for Ghosts coming down. Terran ship weapons level 2. Mobius reactor and ship plating level 1. What other upgrades do we not have yet from our Terran plane? Let's find out. Let's go into the main base. We have no bio upgrade, so we could upgrade some bio if we run out of other stuff to upgrade. High-sec auto-tracking and Neo Steel frame hasn't been upgraded yet, although we are getting +1 ship plating from the armory, which is currently being overworked. Wouldn't Neo Steel frame be fantastic? I would love to see that upgrade. And we have another bunch of going into the bottom right-hand expansion, preventing any sort of bases going down there. Those infested Terrans just making sure that Fuzer's attempts at expanding to that location are completely and utterly denied. And this game, guys, I don't know what to say. Both of these guys playing super weird, super passive, and as a result, we're just seeing little pokes in here, there, and everywhere. Without anyone actually committing to a real engagement. I almost want to type to the players and be like, alright guys, we're going to have to engage in 3 minutes, let's go. And we're even taking the central expansion at the top now for Tefel. Now, okay, on a serious note though, strategy-wise, this is great for Tefel. If he's playing against Fuzer, who isn't attacking, then Tefel might as well take as many bases as he can, and he has to repeatedly deny this bottom right base. So he's going to be mining more than Fuzer. And Fuzer actually is pretty much out of minerals right now because his only mining base is the third base location, where, if we take a quick look at the third base, has exactly 1 STV on it. There's the Mulehammer going down at the bottom right, but he really needs to transfer some SCVs over to that third. What is the SCV count looking like? 24. That's good for this top part of the game, because Fuzer will be able to get a maximum-sized army, and he's got approximately infinity mules there. But just to let you guys know, mules can only be assigned 1 to each mineral patch. Therefore, dropping more than 8 mules at a single expansion is a waste of mules. So, Fuzer there dropping... I'm actually going to count them now. He dropped... Holy crap. He dropped 21 mules on 8 patches, which is why he's basically using them at less than half effectiveness right now. He actually just completely and utterly dropped the mule hammer. That is a lot of mules. So what he really wanted to do was drop 8 mules at that expansion, and then drop 8 more mules at the third, and he'll be mining twice as much as he is now, even though he's used 5 less mules overall. That's what Fuzer should have done. But frankly, he's maxed out at the moment. Both sides have banks. Fuzer has 2,700 minerals and 250 gas, but Tefel has 6,000 minerals and 5,500 gas, and 2 nukes are now in production from Fuzer. I don't know what he's going to use them for, because he's going to have to be offensive. Oh, nice EMPs on so many of the infestors there. And Cool Ghost saying never say die. That's really nice, but only about half of the infestors are out of energy, and we're not actually following this up just yet with an attack. So the infestors are slowly going to have more energy popping up through them, and this is only going to really move Tefel back a couple of minutes, as it looks like the engagement finally, guys, is about to take place. Holy mother of what is going on here? My entire screen just erupted. Jesus Christ! I have never ever seen in my life Hunter Seeker missile do that much damage, and all of a sudden, in a puff of smoke, every single Broodlord goes down, and we're going to see infinity tanks take out this base in the center top position. That was actually ridiculous. Hocus pocus, all your Broodlords are gone. And of course, Tefel, with that 6,000 bank, guess what, guys? He's already back up to max. That's right, 33 Corruptors and infested Terrans. And 11 infestors coming out now. And we have a nuclear missile going down at the bottom right expansion, but he's only using it to take out spore crawlers, because he can't actually take out the mineral line just yet. So that nuke's going to go down. The Overlord and 2 spore crawlers go down, but there's still a 3rd spore crawler able to spot any ghosts that pop in. So he won't be able to get into the mineral line without Fuzer seeing it. A 2nd nuke going down now. And those ghosts are actually out of sight. And it looks like the rest of the army is popping out now as well. And Tefel needs to be so careful. These Lings are not going to cut the mustard. They really are not right now. And oh, dearie, dearie me. Fuzer's having the time of his life now. I think Tefel was just too passive. And he's getting pushed back out to his half of the map. Fuzer, a little bit happy there, as all of those drones now moving to the bottom right location. But there's a planetary fortress there, so I failed to see what he is going to be doing. Now, in the income tab, interestingly, Tefel is still mining. He's got mineral patches at the forward base. He has mineral patches in the top left. Why? Because he doesn't have mules, so he hasn't been mining out his minerals quite as quickly as Fuzer. So it's not like he's about to lose the game or anything. But as the game goes on, Fuzer will get a bigger and bigger foothold in the game. And once again, dropping more than 8 mules at an expansion. Ah! Stop it, Fuzer. And we're retaking both the central top and central bottom expansions now. Tefel back up to 200 supply, 12 Broodlords, 21 Corruptors, and 17 Infestors out on the field. And Fuzer now looking like he's really wanting to dish out the damage. These Ravens have so much energy, and there are 10 of them here, ladies and gentlemen. This could be huge. Some Lings going against the Planetary Fortress in the bottom right. Infested Terrans trying to cut off any potential army popping down here from Fuzer, and it looks like the engagement, these Broodlords cannot run away. They have to engage now. It would take way too long for them to run it. And watch those Ravens coming in from the back. The Corruptors are here. The Hunter Seeker Missile, I can hear a couple of them go down. And there we go. Huge explosion against the Corruptors here. But the Broodlords are still alive, but the Vikings are taking care of the Broodlords, and everything gets completely taken out. GG from Tefel. Fuzer wins a 37-minute game number 2.